God damn it, you beat him to it.
He has returned.
You beat me to it.
It was that or this house is bitching, but it's been 1 year since I stopped slapping my titties, so I figured we had to go back to that.
We had to do it. Had to do it to him.
Yeah, that's how these bits work.
Yeah.
1 year from now, we're going to start talking about Doctor Who again. That's how.
That's right.
You know, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Bam! George Lucas' impression slid in there, too. Hi, everybody. I'm Connor McGraw. Welcome to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. What was that?
I said hi.
Okay,
It's been a very weird day.
Okay, hi, I'm Arlen Haro.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
weird.
This is 100 How Important Your Salad Sucks.
Oh, God.
I'm Alan Muir, and I really hate Jinder Mahal.
All right.
And I'm Erik Fedorchak, and I don't want to go to work today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay.
Damn.
Okay. All right. I don't know what that's. I don't know what
come
that
on.
reference
They
to.
tried to send you to rehab. You said, no, no, no.
No,
Oh.
Rankin Bass Lord of the Rings. Come on, you heathens. Get with it.
Oh.
The musical
Damn.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings keeps on coming up this week for me.
Ravioli.
Yeah, me
give
too.
me one goalie.
It's
No.
because I've been watching Lord of the Rings, guys. Leave me alone.
Jeez.
I still laugh my ass off that fucking meme of Sean Bean just going, ravioli, ravioli, give me the one goalie. And the caption says, that's it. That's the whole series. Anyway, CW came back with a thunderous roar.
I thought it was kind of meh all the way through, but that's me.
Yeah, we're gonna fight on this episode.
Actually, this is the most divisive I think we've all ever been on these shows.
Yep.
Ever. Except
Yeah.
the only thing we all agree on, actually, I even think we're going to divide on this. Usually, we're all like, Supergirl is the most underwhelming thing on TV. And this week, somebody placed it third.
Mm-hmm.
No, two of us placed it third, me and Erik.
Okay.
Just because I was...
I placed it last, but not because I didn't think it was a good episode. Just because out of all of them, that was the one I was most bored with.
Yeah, we'll get to it. What are we doing first?
Arrow. It
Yeah.
it got the most second places and the most first places of this week, so that's what we're talking about first.
I almost hated this episode. Almost despised it.
Why?
Remember when I predicted that they would kill Thea?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I
Yep.
was about to be real fucking down in the show if they, and I'm going to use this term because they do it, if they fridge another fucking woman.
Mhm.
I would be real pissed because, especially on Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow's like...
Yeah. It's interesting because, I mean, my biggest problem with this episode is I don't think they killed enough characters.
Oh, no, they did not. No.
Well, and the problem was they killed the one person who we all thought they were going to, and it's almost completely inconsequential because she's not in the show.
Right.
William's mom, like, who cares?
Yeah.
And she even runs
Oh,
to
God,
him.
they killed somebody? I didn't even realize they killed anybody.
They kill...
I just love how she just runs in the frame, says a
They
few
kill-
words, and dies.
They blow...
Yes. Yeah, first
They
of all,
blew up.
she's vertical, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh no, take care of my son.
So,
Yeah, that's basically it. No, so they
got-
killed
she
this
dies- she
reoccurring
dies-
side plot.
Yeah, she dies like, what's it called? Anyone see the Terrence and Philip Hamlet episode of South Park?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Where they just monologue and go, bleh.
Vancouver acting for you.
What happened?
Yeah. But yeah, they killed a character who occasionally, like once a season, shows up from season 2,
They
and it's
kill a
like,
character they do nothing with. It's like going through your closet and going, I don't wear these pants anymore, and throwing them away.
God.
They basically killed what was originally a Flash character.
I do want to say, they blow up a police station in this episode, and like
That was cool. Yeah.
that was like that.
That
I
was
was
them-
not expecting that. Like
That was them destroying a set so that they would have the money to build a new one.
yeah,
They
I got a
once
real.
again- Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I got a real strong Dark Knight vibe.
God damn
when
you!
they-
You just stole what I was going to
Yeah.
That's right, motherfucker. When
Ah.
they blew it up and they showed whoever Boring McBoring Singh was,
Mhm.
the blonde woman, the evil Diana, the evil Lance, and cheap ass Brad Dourif. When they were walking off, like it struck me as very much like, oh hey, that's the scene from Dark Knight when the Joker blew up the hospital.
So,
well, like,
Yeah, they did.
well, let's get this out of the way. For those who don't know Erik too well, he's kind of a new addition. This is his first real dive into the CW stuff.
yeah.
That's right,
Yeah.
bitches.
That being
That's
said,
interesting.
you are now caught up on 5 years of direct Batman references
Yep.
on Arrow
Well, like,
that are all completely shameless.
Well,
To
I
be
haven't-
fair, all
This
of the shows
motherfucker
have
fought
done
Ra's al
this.
Ghul.
yeah, he did.
I knew they had the League of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul, which I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? You're doing this on Arrow?
Yeah, it's because they can't use Batman.
Ugh.
Well, one show is using Batman, and it's
Well,
it's kind of-
arguably.
Well, they're
using a Batman.
villains.
Are
Yeah,
they- are
he
they
is
using
a
Batman?
Batman.
Or are they using the Gimp from Pulp Fiction?
By
Yeah.
the way, we're talking about Walking Dead right now when we say a Batman, so that's what we mean. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I thought this.
However, I thought
yeah.
this was a bit too. I got fucking whiplash from how often they would switch between what the fuck was going on and the flashbacks to Lee and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done killing that
It's like
strategy.
You guys
a little
couldn't just
better.
bury the flashbacks to Lee and you. Now we're flashbacking to something that just happened in the previous episode from last season.
I got it though. I get it. It's an artful way to end them, I guess.
Fully.
And
They
Well,
flashback to like, Island's growing back pretty nicely now.
It felt like there was no real plan for the way they did the flashbacks. Like, they had Deathstroke and Arrow talking in the flashback, but they could have planned that better to have that flashback happen when they were at the hospital talking. Like,
Yeah.
that would have made more sense to me to coincide the flashbacks with the characters that are a part of the scene that's going on currently.
I do wonder if we should have had you watch the finale of last season first, because for the rest of us, I know for me, like this episode starts and I'm like, okay, well, who died? And that's the only thing I wanted to know. And the flashbacks, the way that was happening, it was a way of not just opening back up with the island and telling the story linearly and having like and then this happened later. It was a way of, okay, the flashbacks, we know we have to be done with them. And we have to use them to communicate certain information about who died and who didn't.
This is
And-
literally what The Walking Dead did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost to a T.
Mm-hmm. And I like the way that it works initially, but I do think some of the flashbacks are sloppy.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
Well,
I was fine
there
with
was
it.
too many small ones that were interspersed between, like,
Mhm.
it broke up the flow of some of the stuff that was happening in the present.
It did. It really did.
It totally did.
Like
Yeah.
when Wild Dog, as I call him, Wild Dog Jason X edition.
He looks
When he-
a lot like Deathstroke from Injustice 2.
He does.
Yeah, he does. But when he fell off an overpass, and he just survived from that. That was a little bit weird.
He's wild.
Well,
You could do
Arrow
that.
caught him, like, and he did the whole
Yeah.
Jesus jump, and then he dropped him on a car with
Jesus,
it.
Joe.
He did. It's the arms outstretched and
That's
legs
true.
crossed.
I could believe that over Batman and Rachel Dawes surviving a 75-story drop to a fucking car that explodes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
you
that
okay?
happened.
Yeah, we're fine.
And he's like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm fine. God damn it. Oh God. But yeah, like I will say this: Arrow, as usual, killing it with the action for a show that's
Oh, yeah, no.
on
Yeah,
the
that
last
fucking-
network.
Oh, fuck.
John Diggle kicked some ass in the show.
The
this
siege on the
episode.
Arrow Cave was really fun.
Yeah.
The only stuff that's bad is whenever Katie Cassidy has to fight, and it's an obvious stun woman.
Yeah.
It's like
Frankly,
we
the
had
only thing I
to.
thought was bad was Katie Cassidy in general.
Yeah. I thought she was fine as usual. I like Black Siren more than actual Laurel, so
I do like
Yeah.
this season how it seems to be like the bad guy is Laurel this time. Like it feels like
Yeah.
every season Laurel is the bad guy in my
kind
opinion.
of.
It's
It's a
very
culmination.
meta. Like I know you guys were like, we know you hate her, so here you go.
It feels like WWE finally turning Roman Reigns heel or something like that.
That's never gonna happen though. So.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. But it's like what would happen if they did do it?
I just don't feel like she has not quite as bad as Grant Gustin or I think we talked about people have their evil doppelgangers coming up in the crossover. I don't think she has the acting chops to be a bad guy.
I think she has more acting chops at that than being a vigilante, though.
Yeah,
Like,
It's probably because I'm completely underwhelmed by her in general, and I think she's awful.
Yeah, I think her best stuff was when she was a DA. So like, I would prefer that she did that. But
I mean, we're talking about a show where a character was in a wheelchair, then got so mad she got out of the wheelchair.
True. Those were the dark times, though. Those were the darkest. That was the darkest period of Arrow.
Where they were literally
Eric,
like,
you think I'm joking? That actually
like,
happened.
Oh no, I can completely believe it. I can completely believe it.
they're like, let's have Oracle. 2 seconds later, let's not have Oracle.
Yeah,
That's
let's
a bad
not.
idea.
It's
Well,
not-
yeah,
Why
that
would
would
you do that.
That would require them to actually dress a woman like a woman would actually wear clothing, and maybe not have her turned into a sex object.
It's so funny having Eric say these things. So I'm like, yeah, you know, that's not wrong, but I don't care. 'Cause I've been watching CW since I was like 11, so I don't
Well,
even
that's-
know this.
That's the
It's
thing.
also
I'm
funny to hear,
almost
like,
40,
hear your-
so
your-
I have
yeah,
a
it's
little
also
bit
funny-
more perspective.
To hear your wife like just chime in and be like, nobody's wearing bras,
Yep. Yeah, unless they're over 35.
which is something I didn't notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Raisa is wearing a bra, and that's about it.
Well, who's the one with the glasses that kept calling Arrow
Felicity.
or Ollie,
Felicity.
whatever?
Felicity.
Felicity.
Yeah, I guess that's her name.
Yeah.
That was the one that my wife pointed out right away. Is like, who the fuck wears a spaghetti strap top like that when they're at work? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. All the other men are wearing suits. Even that woman has a suit jacket on. What is
First of all,
this?
like I'm not even sure what Felicity does anymore for a day job.
I don't think she has one. I
She
think
can't-
she's just.
She carries around a
impression-
folder. She carries
the
around a
impression I
folder.
got is she adjusts her glasses and calls Ollie every once in a while.
Yeah, she's
Well,
supposed to be the
especially on-
computer person.
Especially on Legends when they say they deliberately, like very flat out say, "Hey, Felicity Smoke ran your company to the ground, Palmer."
hmm
When did that happen?
That happened like season 4-ish,
Yeah.
around season 3, because she got the company taken away from her because she was experimenting with stuff.
No. That's,
She was
that was not the reason.
experimenting. Okay, what was it? Because I don't remember, Allan.
There's just something really funny about Felicity Smoke just being like, well, I have a company now, better experiment with things.
I know. I'm
it was
envisioning her in a
Curtis.
lab coat.
Let's crack open some monkey
No,
skulls
that's
and see
what
if
I
we can
mean.
get across.
She was allowing Curtis to be Curtis,
Yeah,
to
so-
do what Curtis wanted to do. So it was under her responsibility. That's what I meant, Allan.
Oh.
So it's her experimenting.
Also,
by-
she kept missing board meetings to
hmm
help
So this guy,
Ollie.
yeah, this other guy who was a big head in the company took it away from her, and then
Wow,
it
boy.
crashed and burned.
Boardroom drama. Aren't we glad that comic book shows don't do that?
Mhm.
Wow.
Looking at you, Danny
Well,
Rand.
no, it was done well. It doesn't matter, but it wasn't. It was done well in season 2. So
Yeah.
Oh, and
Summer Glau.
quick.
I like
a
how
quick
Arrow had
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I noticed that Diggle was wearing a helmet. Why is he wearing that helmet? Is there an easy answer to that, or is it something that's going to take like watching a season or something?
no,
Because his
because
name's
people
Spartan.
were, yeah, and because he needed a mask, and that's the second helmet he's had because
first
he
one-
really
the fir-
hated his first one.
The first one looked like a toy shredder helmet.
It looked,
Oh.
It
yeah,
looked like
it was-
Magneto's helmet, but like cheap.
He
Yeah.
doesn't.
Okay.
It looked
All
really
right.
dumb.
his helmet is bothersome to me. I think he'd be fine without it, but whatever. He has a superhero name, so he has to have a part of a superhero outfit.
Look, you just be glad you didn't have to live through the Guardian days on Supergirl, okay?
Oh.
Which we'll talk about when we get there, please.
Yeah, but it's because he needed a mask, and it's a really bad mask that he has.
Yes,
now.
it is.
It doesn't hide his identity at all.
It doesn't look like it fits him.
The new one looks better than the old one, though, I think.
It does, but especially now, apparently they've added a light into the inside of it. It doesn't hide anything.
Which is kind of stupid, because now they can see his eyes.
Yeah.
So they know exactly.
Hi, John. What do you mean? I'm Spartan. Your eyes are illuminated.
Well, then again,
how can you see if you have a light in your eyes?
Then
That's a
again,
good point.
Ray's mask doesn't hide anything either, and early on he was supposed to be a secret vigilante. So you take him where you get.
Also, early on,
Suspension
Oliver
of
didn't have a
disbelief.
mask. Oliver had black makeup on his eyes and called it a day.
True.
Oh, yeah.
That's so stupid.
He was heavily mascaraed.
I mean, that finally caught up to him, though.
Well, yeah.
I bet he wishes he had that now, or unless he wouldn't have that dumb fucking picture of him just like out.
That's so stupid.
I don't know if the grease paint would have helped, though. I really don't.
At least he would have been like, "Is that Oliver?"
Yeah.
Instead of like, "Oh, there he is in a broadly lit area with his hood off."
I
He's
love
like,
how
that's not me. That man has grease paint on.
I love how during that like news, like I don't know what to call it, the like broadcast, like they don't even mention that it's Oliver. They just see it. And they're like, yeah, you know who it is. You know what's up.
They're just like, "Hey, its identity's been revealed." And I'm like, this would be earth-shattering if you were talking about like, "Oh yeah, the mayor of our city has been murdering criminals for 5 years."
Well,
by the way,
okay, so this is important. Okay,
what happened to the no-kill rule?
I don't know. He seems to go back and forth on that. So it's important to point out a storyline from season 3 or 4 that I can't remember which it was. I think it was season 3, where he was actually outed before, and they blamed it on Roy, and that's why Roy is no longer in the show. He took credit for his killings as the Hood, and had to leave the show as a result.
Season 3 with when Raish outed him.
Yeah, so he's been the Green Arrow for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
He has not been the Green Arrow for the last 5 years.
I actually, I don't mind the killing thing anymore. Like I've kind of moved past it because like at this point they're not going to stick to anything.
It's jarring because like there was an entire like stretch of episodes in last season where he's like, "This isn't what Laura would have wanted" and stuff like that, or people were like, "This isn't what Laura would have wanted," and then he's like, "I'm killing," and then he's like, "We're not killing anymore," and then like a few episodes later, they're just killing again, and the first thing I see this episode, someone gets an arrow to the face.
Yeah, no, he kills 5 people.
I think the conclusion of the Prometheus arc was sometimes I need to kill, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I really shouldn't kill.
It kind of feels like
sometimes
that,
I really like it.
Sometimes I liked it. I feel like that's what we're supposed to take from last season. I'm unsure.
It's fine. They've addressed it. It's not like,
Yeah.
Am I the only one happy to see that his old maid is back?
Yeah, I was happy to see Raisa, who's only in like the first season, come back. That was a nice little drop in.
Can we talk about Oliver's son for a second and how I'm not sure how old he is?
Yeah,
he's actually like a 5-year-old. He's actually like a 5-year-old child.
And then he has the deepest voice.
He's obviously 12.
Can we talk about how fucking annoying he is?
He is kind of annoying.
He's so annoying because.
But I do like that. It kind of forces Oliver to be responsible, because like.
Yeah.
Not that he wasn't before. It was just like he has a reason to kind of like.
The problem is Oliver has no first world problems because he has lots of money. He's the mayor and he can kill people at night without any repercussions.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that works.
But yeah, I don't know how old he is, and like, I don't know.
I don't think the writers of this show know how old he is.
No, they don't.
Well,
and that's a problem.
How old is Ollie supposed to be?
He's I don't actually know.
He's got to be late 20s, mid-20s.
He's probably 31 if I had to guess.
All right, so looking at his child, though, that would have meant he would have had him when he was like 18, maybe 17?
That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Okay.
really not.
Okay.
Okay, so William was conceived in 2007. He's supposed to be 10. Which is... What? I don't...
Yeah. Why is he talking like that? And then at the end of the episode, he acts like he's a 12-year-old. Or he's like, what kind of game?
Oh, God.
It's always a dangerous proposition to introduce children to any established show.
Now that I think about it, I think I always forget his name. Laurel's dad. Quentin, yes. I really like the stuff with him this episode.
I do, but can we stop torturing this poor old man?
Yeah, holy shit.
Jesus Christ, the writers must get a fucking hard on. Like, God, you know what? We killed his daughter. Let's put his other one. No, wait. Thea's not his daughter, but like, we killed both of his daughters. Let's have one of them come back and try to kill him.
Yeah, it's like they don't know how to write him. I think they ran out of things to do with him. That's why we had. Is he going back to the alcoholism, which is a running thing?
He kind of like he had a moment. It seemed like where he moment of weakness. Just that shot of like the 3 shots and him just sitting in front of it, like you can just really feel how he's like really tortured. Mm-hmm. And it like I'm still not 100% convinced he's not vigilante.
It's like they all got together. I'm assuming it's just like the same like. I'm assuming it's the same creative team for kind of the whole spectrum of shows. It's almost like someone was like, "Look, we can't keep making Barry's life miserable. Who do we have left?" And they just spun a fucking wheel and they're like, "Quentin, good."
Probably. I got a quick thing. Oliver is 32. For those who were in suspense.
I believe that. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is I just remembered this. The point where Diggle was back at the Arrow Cave, and I believe it was Canary came up to him and was talking to him about his gun and how she checked that he didn't fire any shots. Like, first off, where the fuck do you get off doing that to a teammate, woman? Like, what are you doing? Like, it struck me as extremely rude. Doesn't it be like, why
again, are you... Laurel is the true villain.
Like, Jesus. I mean,
look, the show always has struggles introducing new team members. And
like, she took the Captain Phasma route with this. Like, I see you didn't fire any shots there. It bothered me for some reason. I don't know. It struck me as kind of shitty on her part.
Well, I mean, I feel like they kind of play her off as this kind of a bitch.
No, Dinah's got fucking attitude at the ass, which is fine.
And her and Dickel have a interesting like brother sister thing going on. So that's part of it.
I don't mind it. It's just like
she's a former cop, right?
Yeah.
So she's hardened. Like she's got a fucking edge to her. I did like the moment where fucking, and this is why I did love this moment for 2 reasons. One, it shows just how sassy she is when Laurel's like, "Why are you such a bitch?" She's like, "Takes one to know one, sweetheart." And the deliveries between 2 of them were like night and day. I'm like, Katie Cassidy, you suck.
And her delivery is so authentic.
This one. On the other hand, is fantastic. And I've only seen her. I can't remember this actress's name, but the one who's playing Dinah, I've only seen her in a horror movie called, I think, Late Shift.
Oh,
she played the cop in that.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's the cop who has to stay overnight at some fucking weird. What is it? A police station or a morgue?
It's a police station, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I haven't
and like
seen that in forever.
Fucking weird shit starts to happen.
Yeah.
It's real good. That's the first and the only thing I've ever seen her, and then she pops up an Arrow, so good on her. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. CW seems to pluck from the horror genre a lot.
They do, yeah. And people get plucked vice versa. Sure.
Where the fuck is Rory?
I don't know exactly.
Oh wait, Ragman?
Yeah.
Dude, okay. Okay, Allan, I need to come to terms with this. He's been poochied. And that's all we have to go on right now.
He's gone.
He also has to find new rags.
He literally said, "I'm going back home to be with my people," and then disappeared from the show.
He did say that.
Which was so weird because what that means is he went to Israel? Is that what we're to assume? Because his city was blown up.
He's Jewish.
So
They did say he'll be back, but
right. And
when
I assumed he went to Israel to find more rags. Like
He had to go put a prayer in the Wailing Wall, and
yeah, I don't know. Like,
I think keeping Ragman on the show is kind of problematic because
it is because he's a fucking.
he just shows up and saves the day.
Yeah.
Well, also, but first of all, his rags can contain a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, he's overpowered.
He's super overpowered.
He's basically Superman.
So if he does come back, it'll probably be on Legends.
He's been effectively Jesse Quicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Who I don't know what the fuck she's doing because like Jake Erik is out of the Speed Force, so I don't know what she's doing.
He's doing something.
So, Connor, you didn't. No. Just going back to Dinah. You didn't notice her in Walking Dead season 3 or 4?
She's in that?
Yeah, she plays...
I mean, I believe it.
I'm blanking on her name.
Yeah, she plays Negan.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
No, she would have been the governor at the time, Hunter.
I'm sure she played someone super important who wasn't killed in a matter of episodes, and her death was completely inconsequential.
I feel like...
She's the one that got killed by the kids.
Huh?
Okay. You just proved my point. Thanks.
No, she...
Like kid zombies?
No, the episodes in season 4 where they storm the prison and there's the whole thing with the tank and people, like, she was about to kill Tyrese, then...
Oh, she's one of the governor's people. Oh. I know what you're talking about.
Completely inconsequential.
Yeah, because Walking Dead doesn't care about consequences.
Walking Dead doesn't care about anybody except Rick. That's it.
No.
Yeah.
AMC doesn't care about Walking Dead except for money.
That's true.
That's also true. That's very true.
Anything else to touch on Arrow? I mean, it's kind of like it's in a similar vein. Like all the premieres this week were kind of like very Game of Thronesy when they come back. It's like we're not really gonna do much to advance anything, but let's just show you where everybody is.
Yeah, which is fine. It's a premiere.
Yeah,
I loved every single minute that Manu Bennett was on screen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's important.
I didn't really realize how fucking big Manu Bennett is.
I told you.
No, like you told me, and like I kind of like I was like, whatever, he's not that big, and then I saw him, I was like, holy shit, that man could break me in half.
Yep.
Big dude.
You see him standing next to Oliver, and you're like, I know Stephen Amell is like a giant guy, so jeez.
Actually, here's a funny thing. Nothing will make you look at Stephen Amell differently than when you see him in a WWE ring with one of their wrestlers.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, he's fucking shrimpy as hell.
Yeah.
Because, like, you look at him, you're like, as a regular dude, he is in excellent shape.
Right.
And you stand him next to someone like fucking, well, he's known as Neville now, but, like, Neville is, like, 195 pounds of, like, just nothing but fucking muscle.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he weighs 275 pounds, and he's a lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
It's absurd. But yeah, Manu Bennett is a big fucker.
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
Weird to have a Deathstroke who's not, like, a nimble ninja, but someone who could, like, I could choke you with my pinky.
Yep. And he gets pretty close to doing that at various points.
Manu Bennett is is basically the reason Chris Priest is going to be writing Justice League.
Probably.
Because all the good stuff with him in season 2, DC wanted to bring back Deathstroke, which they had canceled.
Oh.
Because Rob Liefeld drove it into the fucking ground.
Wait.
God damn it.
Remember that Deathstroke test footage they released for Justice League?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Last time you heard about that.
Actually, that wasn't even for Justice League. I thought that was for the Batman.
Yeah,
it was for the Batman.
Yeah.
It was an early production test.
I think he was supposed to appear in Justice League briefly, though. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then again,
Anyways.
that'd be really fucking expensive test footage, and I'd be really furious about it because it looked awesome. It looked right out of fucking Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
I thought it was when I first saw it. I thought it was just like, I thought they were announcing they were bringing back the Suicide Squad game that they canceled.
Please don't remind me.
Remember when that was the thing? Remember the ending of Arkham Origins?
I'm real mad
They
about
didn't
that.
cancel. They just never made it. Fuck
Yeah,
you,
it's like,
Warner Brothers.
You can't cancel something that never starts.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
you, Warner Brothers.
Even though Jeff Johns kind of stated that, or he said that there was going to be, it was either a show or a game.
It was gonna be a game.
Yeah,
Well, let's
yeah.
also cite the fact that Suicide Squad was going to be on fucking Arrow, and they dropped that like a bad habit.
Well, they've done it twice, but they can't do it anymore apparently, which is really dumb.
How the fuck you going to show people Harley Quinn and then be like, ha, gotcha?
Well, yeah. Well, no, they did that though.
They just had a voice.
Yeah, they had like a room, and there was a girl who talked very clearly like Harley.
It was Tara Strong.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Oh wow, they went that far. Okay.
What
They
the
went
fuck?
that far.
They went
yeah,
that far.
Wow.
It seems like Warner Brothers just wasn't paying attention to what they were doing, and then like
Yeah.
it went that far, and I feel like someone like kicked the door and like, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because they did it
Did they
twice.
spit on them too?
You can't have Harley Quinn. You have to pair up
What?
Jared
Okay.
400 times, okay?
Does anybody have any other like bads or good or things that stand out about this?
Arrow good, just a little too dark at times.
Yeah,
like
no,
I said,
Arrow-
I almost hated this episode if they had killed Thea.
No,
Yeah.
here's the thing. So I kind of wanted that. I would prefer that to like this half death that they went with.
Oh,
like,
it's almost just as bad because I was like, because they wait the whole episode, you're like, okay, she's dead, and then it's like, oh, she's in a coma. That's literally 0.1% better than being dead.
right. Like, and it's also like it's kind of a. It's like okay,
It's,
well,
it's also a soap opera trope, so come on.
yeah. How do we kill her, but also make it very easy to bring her back in a moment where we're like, we need Thea now, and it's just it's a bad.
Well, it's
choice.
bad enough they sidelined her for the past season and a half.
Yeah.
What if they? Okay, hear me out. Here we go. All right. What if they make?
What if her evil
what if
twin
they
comes
make-
back with an eye patch?
No. What if Thea dies and then she's just Red Hood?
God damn it.
Fuck's sake.
How
Not
mad?
far off.
How,
They would
first of
have-
all-
how mad would you be?
For all intents and purposes, Sarah Lance should have been the Red Hood in that, with that
I
direction.
mean,
Yeah.
Thea technically was the Red Hood because she was Arsenal for a second, but still, or Speedy or whatever. Jesus
Speedy.
Christ.
Yeah.
She was in Arsenal.
Was she doing heroin?
Not yet.
No, but Roy almost was.
They can't afford heroin
okay.
with a budget.
It was like some weird like knockoff drug because they couldn't actually do
Oh,
real
God.
heroin.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go
what's
with Peter Stormare.
Yeah. That's right. God damn it.
I said
Um,
we can move on to Flash
I-
now, I think.
Oh, well, I was going to say real quick, like, something that Arlen had mentioned earlier was that out of everything I watched, being that this is the first time I'm watching any of these shows, really, I definitely felt like Arrow was the most impenetrable if you've never seen the show before.
Yeah.
Like,
This
they
is the most
dropped-
wrapped up in continuity.
Yeah, and I get it. That's their right. I mean, it's what, the 5th season of the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would expect at that point, but it's still just like,
This is like jumping into Doctor Who on the 12th Doctor's first episode. It would be impenetrable and very hard if you hadn't seen anything else before. So, and
It would have been harder,
I
like,
understand.
if you jump into any Arrow season really in the middle, because, like, it's so heavy with flashbacks, you'd be dizzy. You're like, who the fuck are these people? Why are they important?
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
Yeah, and
I
that's
feel like
kind of how I felt the whole time.
any premiere before this one would have been easier, though. Even like season 3 or 4 or season 5 even. But this season, like they really like we have to obey the continuity, but they set themselves up for that, so I understand it.
Yeah, season 5 was stellar, so I'm not going to fault them for keeping the ball rolling.
No, I don't either. I'm just making that statement known that everything else I found was much easier to jump into, but they also haven't had as many seasons.
Also,
so.
just as a preemptive thing, like, it's going to be really hard. And and I'll say this too about Laurel. If Laurel's going to be the villain this season, boy, have they dropped the ball in comparison to fucking Adrian Chase, because what
I
a
guess it was,
fucking dip. Like,
I guess this summer they announced Adrian or not. What's his name? Richard
The
Dragon
vigilante?
is the villain.
What? Yes.
Richard
I
Dragon.
love Richard Dragon.
And I think he's the guy who showed up in the helicopter during the
Okay.
flashback.
Richard
All right.
Dragon's fucking cool.
My understanding
villain.
is he's basically Danny Rand.
Yeah,
from
he-
everything.
I mean, he'll be better than what Marvel has for a kung fu guy.
But I guess
No.
they're doing him as a villain, so I don't know.
All right,
All right, I'll take it.
cool. Yeah. All right. Flash. This house is bitching.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When you guys, I got a bone to pick with you guys, real quick.
Is this
When you
about
guys
Wally?
say he outed himself, yes. When you guys say he outed himself out as a weeaboo, I thought you meant they went to like a convention or something.
Okay, first of all,
Okay,
no,
how
but-
else would he
but if-
know Japanese?
I
but a
know,
black
I
man
know.
Suddenly knowing Japanese all of a sudden out of nowhere is pretty weebish.
It
And
is.
he's like 18. He's one of those kids who's so into it that he learns Japanese
'Cause
so
even
he
Cisco
doesn't have
doesn't
to
know
read
Japanese.
subtitles.
And Cisco's a fucking genius. Like, but anyway,
no, it was just funny because I was like, this is not what at all what I expected when you guys were saying that I needed to watch this episode.
Were you expecting him to show up with a body pillow? Like, what were you?
Yeah, no, what I
Body
expected
pillow wife.
was something to do with the anime.
Gotcha.
I mean, it is, but we had to put the pieces together to figure it
Yeah,
out.
you're right. It was
you had
still
to,
worth
you
it.
had to Occam,
Let me-
you had to Occam's razor it.
Yeah.
I just looked up who's playing Richard Dragon on Arrow.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little surprised, but
Mm.
I'm not happy.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't
thanks
know,
for being
so-
vague, but
Yeah, why don't you
Uh-huh.
just tell us? God damn it!
Kirk Acevedo.
I don't know who that is.
who in the fuck is that?
He was
Nobody knows who that is.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Who was he in it?
He was. Hold on.
Are you guys?
Okay.
Are
You're
you
going to tell me
familiar-
that he was about as important as fucking Dinah in season 3 of Walking Dead? I'm going to reach the internet and smack you in the face.
He was Carver.
Did you guys
Oh.
watch Oz at all?
I don't even
No.
know.
Did any of you watch
I don't.
Fringe?
I wasn't even alive when Oz was on the air.
Okay, Fringe is a...
He was.
All right.
He was the partner. He was.
Olivia's partner in the
Yeah.
beginning. Not the one who got turned transparent and died, but the other one.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh,
that
okay,
guy.
so her first partner that she was sleeping with?
No,
that
no.
part? Oh.
That was.
Here,
That
I'm
was
sending-
like her boss, basically.
Here,
No,
I'm
I don't
sending
know.
an image.
Yeah,
Oh,
please do.
this piece of shit?
No,
Yeah.
he's actually a good actor.
Yeah,
Oh,
he,
no,
he was
I-
great. He's on.
I
he was
I
on
don't really
12
remember
Monkeys.
him from Dawn
He's
of
in
the
he's,
Planet of the
he's
Apes.
in a lot of stuff. He's pretty good usually.
Yeah,
he was great in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, he's good in most things that I've seen him in.
He does
He usually does
Weasley
play,
really
like-
well.
Yeah, he usually plays the asshole. A
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Oh man, that means we could have gotten Ross as Richard Dragon.
Anyway, let's move on to Flash again, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
okay, just because of season 3, like this was kind of a breath of fresh air.
yeah, it is. Like I really
Yeah.
like this episode. Like I think
I like how light
Uh,
it is.
it
I
is
thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and I thought they had one of the best action sequences of the
Yes.
whole fucking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
It was
I just
Gorilla
wanna-
City level.
It is shocking how much late Wally lost.
Holy
Like,
shit,
yeah.
right?
It's like he's a new person. Like I don't even recognize him.
Yeah, he looks real thin. And props, his acting is so much better than it was
Yeah,
when
no.
he first showed up
He's
on the
not,
show.
He's not whiny anymore.
That's because
Yeah.
he's settled to having some confidence, and like his
Mhm.
character isn't this foil for drama like he was in season 2, where he was only there to stir up shit.
Yeah, he was there to like get angry at Barry for an episode and then
Then
suddenly be cool.
walk in and be like, "Oh, Barry, I see you fucked up somehow," and then just walk out. Like, where did you even
Mhm.
come from?
Yeah, It's like-
Also, Cisco and Kid Flash, best team.
yeah,
like-
definitely.
Yeah.
They did pretty good without the regular Flash there. So yeah,
They worked either nice. I was vehemently annoyed by Iris.
Yeah, when she when she walked up to Samuroid, I audibly groaned.
Yeah, that bothered me.
I was like, are you fucking serious?
The real problem for me with this episode is the whole love saves the day angle. It
Yeah.
very few people are ever able. Very few people are ever able to do that well.
Remember when
and
they tried it with Doctor Who?
they still did it, and I thought they actually did it pretty well there most of the time.
No, I'm
when
talking
they
about.
did it.
I'm talking about Tennant's first episode.
Oh, I'm not.
The Christmas
They
special.
never did it well there, but every time they did it with Matt Smith, it worked out pretty well. I thought.
No, I'm talking about the line. Like, they basically said basically went to. Rose basically whispered in the doctor's ear, in the doctor or Barry's ear, "Help me,"
Oh yeah.
and he just
God,
destroyed
okay.
that tree.
No. I know what you're talking about, and God,
You fought a tree?
Bring back very bad
Oh,
memories.
a literal Christmas tree attacks them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so
stupid.
bad.
God, yeah.
Fucking Doctor Who rules.
It's
I mean,
so
there are.
dumb.
You did sell me on the show with the phrase "dinosaurs on a spaceship." So
right.
Yeah.
The
This
best
was before
episode of
that.
Doctor Who ever.
way before that. This was like 5
yeah.
years before that.
But still, like, love saves the day. I hate that as a trope. Like, it's a really bad trope, and it's overused.
I'd be better with it if Iris was. And again, I've said CW has a fucking woman problem in that
Yeah.
when they run out of things to do with one of these characters, they just make them dramatic foils.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Yeah.
They Carol Danvers them, for lack of better term.
oh,
They
Um,
deliberately make them act against what we've seen them previously act as for the sake of stirring up drama.
Here's the thing. I understand it because there's a story reason for it. That's the thing. Like, even, again, back to the love saves the day thing. If there was a story reason why her saying, come save me, would work, or why her being in danger would work, if there was an actual story reason for that, that would be better. There's a story reason for her suddenly becoming a hard ass, and it's what Barry said to her. I still don't think that she would become this character, this version of Iris.
No.
But I do think that she played it well for what she was given.
I don't
but
think she's a bad actor. I think her
No.
character is just annoying.
I think she just didn't do. She didn't do as good of a job as she could have. But I think for what she
Well,
was
I don't
given,
think they didn't give her a whole lot to work with.
Yeah,
No.
like it
Yeah.
was very like, oh, I'm the brash, annoying girl, and I tell people what to do, and I don't listen to what they're saying or consider what they're thinking.
Let me get myself kidnapped
And that's
for
my
no
thing.
reason on a
She just-
theory.
She attempted to shut down everybody who opened their mouth throughout the entire episode up until the end.
And then
Like-
when she had a really bad plan to fix it, she asked nobody their opinion whatsoever.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an excellent point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, she shuts everybody down. She talks down to people. She belittles people, and then acts completely on her own volition and puts herself in fucking danger. Like, what if Barry didn't snap out of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'd be dead.
That's a fucking gamble and a half. Like, Samurai would have just dropped you into the fucking turbines and called it a day as you turn into red mist.
I like
stupid.
that they mentioned HR.
Okay.
I love Connor's just she's stupid.
Stupid.
Fucking dumb.
So stupid. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss HR.
Okay. Thanks, Allan.
I do miss it.
Yeah, a weird Tom Cavanaugh-less episode.
We'll
He's
get him.
directing
We'll get him.
like one. I think
did
the second, third, or fourth episode.
Okay, but he wasn't on screen. Then I need my Wells.
Yeah. They'll bring him back after whatever they're doing next week with, I don't know what that is from the trailers, but yeah, they'll bring him back, I'm sure.
I guess now we start going to theory overdrive as to what the fuck was wrong with Barry when he got popped out of the Speed Force. And the producers at Flat said, yeah, Cisco didn't bring him out of the Speed Force. Something else was happening.
Huh. Interesting.
Crap.
If I had to guess, I don't know. I feel like it has something to do with the future, but I don't even want to suggest that because we've been
God.
burned by that last season.
Fuck
And I don't think they're going to do that again.
Yeah, please.
But I feel like it has something to do with it because I honestly think some of those lines, and maybe somebody who's gone through all of them knows better than I do, but some of those were not lines he's already said.
They were.
Some of those are lines. Okay, I wasn't sure because I got the feeling.
Screen Rant did a whole article where they were like Barry's lines like decoded, and like this house is bitchin'. Actually, was what they said when they walked into Wells's house in the Sound and Fury episode of season 1.
I fucking love that reveal so much.
Yep.
Real fun.
It's so good. It's really good. One of the best moments.
And
of the
technically,
entire
there was one
episode.
that he said for the first time.
What
was that?
Not Barry, but Grant Gustin.
Oh, okay.
About
I see what you mean.
About Thawne, the Man in the Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said things like, I'm not like you, Oliver. That's from season 1 or season 2, I think.
That's from the pilot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's several things they pulled from the pilot, from earlier episodes in season 1 and 2, like, and there's stuff that,
This house is bitchin'.
yeah. And then people seem to think that, like, while stuck in the Speed Force, he was experiencing his entire life, like, all at once,
Possibly.
and that it fucked him up.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think the symbols are a hint to something later on.
That's the thing. Looking at the symbols, like it, I know I've seen them somewhere in the comics before. Maybe not directly in Flash comics, but some sort of DC event. But I can't
Was it
remember
Final Crisis?
what.
They make me
No,
think
it
of
wasn't
Kryptonian.
Final
That's what they give me vibes of.
It was.
It feels very Kryptonian to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was like in the. It was in the New 52, like the 5 years later storylines or something along those lines, where it jumped ahead and there were some sort of horrible things going on. I don't know. I didn't really read much.
Rip Hunter? When he was writing that down?
No. He's talking
No,
about
the comics.
No, in the comics in 52,
not
Rip Hunter's like writing things on the wall, and like I think maybe. I don't know.
Maybe,
Oh.
I don't know. It's I can't remember. I have to look it up. But
Maybe
anyways,
the Speed Force ejected him for a reason. If I had to guess.
it's Eobard.
I mean, maybe.
At least it fucking better be.
I don't know what it is. Like, it could be anything. It could be that. I mean, it could have something to do with Solomon. It could have something to do with maybe the Black Flashes went rogue if there is more than one of them. I think there really is just one at a time, but say that Eobard did become a Black Flash. Also, maybe both of the Black Flashes went rogue and
It's the rival.
maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck, no. I'll be so mad.
You mean the anime character they put into the Flash?
In his fucking rubber bat suit.
Or maybe like I don't know, like maybe the Speed Force. I don't know. It could be anything. It could have something to do with Legends and this villain that we'll talk about that they give a name to that I guess doesn't exist in any comics.
Well, I think if they're because the producers did say like, yeah, we're using Flash Rebirth as our template. I'm like, okay, you can't do that without Reverse Flash.
Nope.
Because Reverse Flash is the one who boots him out of the Speed Force, so he can basically create the negative Speed Force, which would explain why his lightning is red. But, I don't know. I could be way off. And they could fuck this up like they fucked up Flashpoint.
Who knows? It's interesting.
Oh, you mean Flashpoint would totally change everything, guys? Everything would change.
Flashpoint
Remember?
Changed everything.
Remember when they totally didn't put Supergirl into the same universe?
Yeah,
Because why not? Why not keep those two worlds separate?
I swear to God they didn't do it because they already have two vigilantes.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that's why.
Yeah, that's probably why.
I mean, it in a vacuum, though, the Flashpoint premiere is great because it does feature some excellent scenes between Eobard and Barry. Which is basically carries the whole thing.
Yeah,
and then Eobard was like, I gotta go be on Legends.
Yeah, they could have done that for like half a season, though. Like I said, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we still, first of all, we still don't know what the fuck Eobard did because he brings Barry back and he's like, everything's fine for you. For me, not so much. But we'll talk about that later. And then
I think he literally just went to the Legends premiere, and that's like literally there's like no time in between those two things. I don't know.
I think. Oh wait. Can we talk about the Thinker and how cool he looks?
I am thinking.
Easily the most visually distinct villain across all of these shows.
He looks so fucking cool.
He looks like something out of Star Trek. Like
he does.
The good
stuff
of Star Trek. When they got a budget.
I love that pause. When they got a budget.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's talk about that real quick, because this action sequence with Flash and the turbines at the end looked good because, like, clearly the special effects budget got an increase.
Yeah, definitely.
Because usually all of their kind of big speedster action sequences happen in the dark from a distance.
Yep.
And this was like a tracking shot of Barry on the ground, up a turbine, onto Samuroid's back, onto the ground in like one continuous flow shot.
Well, Samuroid's so fucking stupid.
Here's the thing, I love it though.
I was thinking about the whole thing that you just mentioned, Connor, about the you could see a definitive improvement in the quality of the special effects, probably due to budget. I'm wondering if it's because Flash is in the JLA or the Justice League movie that they're going to potentially funnel a little bit more money to the show because they figure they'll be able to get more people watching it.
That's a possibility.
I hope so.
I would hope so too, but you know, that was just a theory. I can't say there's anything behind it, but
I mean, he's one of the characters that DC has that deserves as much limelight as Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman.
Yep.
The problem is they just fucking don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's equally as interesting as Batman in the fact that you can put them in the same room and they're probably the only two people who can have relatable conversations with each other because they're both as smart as the other. They both went through very similar things as kids, and their villains are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's interesting because I do wonder if using this much budget this episode meant we don't get a Gorilla City later down the road.
It's because Grodd's going to be in Legends.
Right. So they're using all that budget on that.
Oh my god, I want McRory to interact with Grodd.
Oh, I hate gorillas.
I hate psychic gorillas. That line's going to be
or it's the opposite. He's like, I love monkeys.
Oh, that'd be great too. But
and then Grodd correcting him that he's an ape, not a monkey.
Yeah, but they're gonna film Grodd in the same Pacific Northwest forest that they always film, and pretend it's Africa.
We're in the Amazon. Where'd all these redwoods come from?
It's like, they're filming in my backyard, but they're calling it Africa.
Yeah. The suit.
Wait.
I like
Erik,
it.
Yeah.
Were you talking about Future's End?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Yep.
That suit.
Yeah, it's a good suit. It was nice when we saw it last season.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and now seeing it, it's seeing it not in a dimly lit, sad-looking future setting, and seeing it like actually in motion. Yep. The brighter red is a definitely improvement. Like it pops off the screen.
Did we talk about this last season? How mad we are at Future Barry for not just telling Barry what happened? Because that was we never talked about that, but yeah, that would piss me off. I would go back to the future and punch Future Barry in the face like, the first chance I got.
Piece of shit.
Or he starts talking shit behind Barry, other Barry's back to like Joe, Cisco.
God damn it. Yeah. But yeah, I like this episode. I like the Incredible Caitlin. That's what I'm calling her. Her like Hulk turn.
She needs to stop getting hotter.
Yes, I have a real problem.
Damn it!
She's like wearing a choker now, or whatever the.
I have because like Daniel Panabaker is like, she seems like she's the sweetest girl in the world, and like
she's perfect. She's funny. She can act like she can do action. Like I mean, not as a bad guy. Stop doing Killer Frost. For the love of God.
Oh God.
Here's the thing. I love Hulk Killer. I love Killer Frost as like the Incredible Hulk. I love her doing those lines. I think it's hilarious. The Hulk callbacks.
You would like me when I'm frosty?
Yeah, like that was so dumb, but I love it.
I mean, like Daniel Panabaker is a Precious Cinnamon roll. He is.
I do like that they gave her lines because, like, for the last 2 seasons, it has really been like she's the go-to damsel. Like, oh, Garrod snuck into Central Labs. Guess who's missing now?
Yeah.
Or the rogues kidnap someone. Guess who?
Yeah, it's like,
Peekaboo.
okay, that's who it's been. Like, it was Iris for the first season, and it's like people got mad about Iris getting taken all the time.
Yeah,
And
now she's just
on
doing it
purpose.
voluntarily.
Yeah, now she's like, I've been through this song and answer for it. It's okay. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And
Damroid
there were some
drops her.
good
He's like,
jokes.
guess you were wrong.
Yeah. There were some good jokes, like Caitlin having the frost gun, the Captain Cold gun.
I fucking laughed real hard even before she quipped because like it's just like Barry's going nuts and like he just hits the ground. I'm like,
Yeah. Expecting somebody else. That was pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. Good episode, I guess.
good stuff. And you know,
episode.
it's easy to digest. Nothing like it wasn't really like it wasn't littered with different things to take in. It was very streamlined. Like just minimal issues.
I do like
Iris-
the callbacks to the first episode. Those are good too.
Yeah.
I found it the most approachable out of all the shows that I watched this week.
This is a clear like jumping on point for new people.
It's I think they even said like the producer like we're trying to take it in a new direction from season 3 and even 2. I guess like 2 is moderately dark, but like we discussed it this season. Like we're exhausted with the idea of like turning Barry into this Bruce Wayne-esque character whose life is just filled with tragedy. It's not fun to watch.
Well, and Barry has never been that brooding superhero, at least from the comics. Like, he was always happy and go-lucky.
Happy dude, which is actually... Oh, good. I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot to bring this up. Even the comics right now are beating my ass as far as, like, how unfun they've been.
Oh, really?
Well, that's a DC problem in general, but yeah.
Yeah.
The negative Flash shit can go the fuck away. I despise it, and I loved like because we're on episode issue like 31 or 2 I think of Flash right now.
I think 32.
Yeah, 32, and like the first 20 to 25 issues were awesome, and this last batch of just like it's because spoilers, Barry ripped the negative Speed Force out of Eobard's body because speedsters.
Okay. All right.
Ripped it from his
Fucking
body,
comic books.
like Shang fucking Tsung from Mortal Kombat, and then it took over his body, and now he acts irrationally. He gets angry and like acts out and gets all violent and stuff. I'm like, this is bad.
That sounds terrible.
It
sounds like evil Superman,
not
but
fucking
worse.
cool.
Yeah.
Now Iris hates him. Wally hates him. His police station fired him.
So is
He
there
got
gonna-
fired?
They booted him to Iron Heights. He now has to work in the crime lab at Iron Heights.
Is there going to be like a 3-issue arc that's predominantly about Richard Pryor instead of the Flash?
Oh God.
The only upside is that we finally have seen Godspeed for the first time since he was incarcerated. He wasn't in his speedster suit; he's been like inhibited, but like there he was
just
in
plain
Iron.
old August.
Yeah, he has like some kind of collar on that prevents him from accessing the Speed Force. I think.
Interesting. Where'd we go? I think we're done with the Flash.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The action scene on the turbines was amazing. Like that's I know Connor already mentioned that, but yeah, that was
It looked good.
the pause when he like perches off Zamroid's back. I'm like,
yes.
that's so Kung Fu Hustle. I love it so fucking much.
Yeah.